know y'all ain't in. I just want to let y'all know something, man. Y'all know I love you. Y'all know you my homies. And, alright, we'll talk later. Peace.
Let me ask you this about this life we live, and let me try to swerve some of this attention you give to them distant ass relatives over ham dinner. If they really missed you so much, why don't they just call and talk? If you wasn't blood, would you still have love? Or in fact, does the blood make you think you have to love? Look, I probably love my family more than anybody here, but my homies are family too. Third cousins, get out of here. Who was you with when you got tattooed? And who was you tripping with when you did them mushrooms? And who the fuck threw up all over your car and then felt worse than you about the shit in the morning?
Who loaned you money, homie? Who owes you cash? Who taught you how to use a bond for the glass? I don't know much, but I gotta assume that when you hit your first net, your homies was in you. Talk about homies, homies. Talk about Murdoch, motherfucking homies, homies.
For your homies, nigga. This one here go out to my nigga Mike Cooley. Sitting in the van. How you come out, man? I started young, kicking dust, man. Living rough, you watch your mouth around my mama, you couldn't cuss, man. I had a down ass homie, though. We ran the streets and on the scene at the age of 14. I packed a 9 and my nigga packed a 45. We're drinking 40s, little shorties, living on the lives. You couldn't stop us, long as I got my Glock, fuck your coppers. Hanging on the block, slanging rocks and making profits. I couldn't fuck with the school life, I was a fool. I blame a motherfucker for it too, man. Tonight will be the night, that's what we thinking. Hustling in the rain, felt no pain, cause we drinking. Playing them hoes like manure. First let my nigga fuck and then I fuck, that's how we do it. There's 2 niggas coming up out the hood, living life just as good as we could. But since a bitch can't be trusted, home sits to the police, now my niggas busted. The cops whooping on my nigga in jail, trying to get a motherfucker to tell. And couldn't nobody diss my nigga. Damn, I miss my nigga. A bottle of liquor.
Because I'm down last year, but I still can't let it go.
This goes out to all you so-called G's.
Because I'm down last year, but I
Pour out a
still
little liquor
can't
for
let
the
it
real motherfucking pockets. Don't let the drink get like that, y'all.
Pour out a little liquor.
Wow, what an awesome intro, guys. We're here live for the Death Hour for a not good cause, but for a great cause. As a lot of you obviously know, admin and pretty much creator of the Death Hour passed away. And y'all are going to have to bear with me, as Michael definitely got me really emotional with that intro video. He did a great job. But we have a lot of guests to join Vic. A lot of people's going to come in and, share stories and show their support, because that's what Vic did all these years. He supported everybody and did it with more loyalty than anybody I've ever known. So that's what's going to be given back to him tonight. I think I'm joined by Ian Rotten right now. I don't see him on screen.
Somebody brought me here.
There we go. Loading you back in now.
Okay.
How's it going, buddy?
Good, man.
I really appreciate you taking your time tonight. It's definitely, if anybody was supported more by Vic, it was definitely you. So I know you have some stories to tell us.
Anything that Vic loved, he loved with all of his heart. He didn't love anything halfway. He didn't just show support by buying a ticket or buying a T-shirt. He tried to spread the word. In college football, boosters are called a friend of the program because that's illegal there. But in professional wrestling, it's not illegal. Vic was definitely a booster. Vic was the type of person that told people, hey, come to IWA. If you don't like it, you'll be out nothing. I'll buy your ticket, but I guarantee you're going to love it. Anything else that he wrapped his heart into. He loved GCW too. Tried to get to their shows as often as he could. But Brett Lauderdale himself told me that he memorized Vic's address because he had bought so much merch from GCW.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he would have to buy $1 million for my fucking hard head to memorize anything. But, I knew I could always see him. At least I thought I was always going to be able to see him, and that's the real tragedy of this. Man, people need to remember tomorrow is never ever guaranteed. If you love somebody, make sure you tell them. If you care about somebody, make sure you tell them. Me and Misty wouldn't be together if it wasn't for Vic bringing her to IWA. She would have never came, into my life whatsoever. And and I never got a chance to thank him for that. And because man, I always, to be honest with you, I thought I would thank him at our wedding. But
Vic always joked to me that you owed him a lifetime full of entertainment and everything because you gave him the thing that made you the happiest, or he gave you that.
Yeah,
he always made that joke to me for years.
He's not lying. I mean, a lot of people think I'm a motherfucker. A lot of people think I'm an asshole. But my rebuttal to that is, that's okay because Vic Philpott thought I was a pretty good guy. Vic never met a stranger. One time he went from his house all the way to Misty's house, picked up Misty and brought her to me in Indiana. So we could do things adults do. That's a team player. Yeah, it's a team player. Hell yeah. I mean, I owed him big time for not just the getting to meet her, but she went on vacation and all kinds of stuff with Brittany and who was one of the girls that was sitting in the front row at the Clarksville building with her. And like I said at the funeral, the first time I saw Misty sitting in the front row, it was Vic and like 5 other girls, 5 girls. And I was like, man, Vic's a fucking pimp, but man, I owe him for so much. Not to mention, his dedication, his loyalty to the IWA brand, but his dedication and loyalty to myself. Definitely an Ian Rotten fan. I mean, when the world was hating on me and couldn't stand me 10 years ago, Vic was the first to immediately create a I'm an Ian Rotten guy page, or I'm with Ian Rotten, I think it was called. So definitely, more than a fan, more than a friend. Somebody I will think about until I get put in the ground as somebody that was special in my life. Blake, did you go bye-byes?
I don't know what happened, man. I hate technology. I'm back with you though. I heard everything.
I'm horrible at technology.
The next thing I was going to ask you about, actually, I wanted to thank you very much for the tribute that you all did. And I wish I could have your entire locker room on at this moment for that was on that show, because for 10 matches of put together just a tribute as it happened, I mean, there couldn't have been a better 10 matches of what Vic loved without blood. I mean, everything was delivered perfectly, and the crowd was into it. The Vic chants were loud all night. It was just an amazing tribute to him all the way around. Like, I think Dewey's going to come on. It's like that bump he took. I mean, that made me happy, man.
Yeah, man. the thing about Vic, that I want to emphasize though is, yes, he was known for loving deathmatch wrestlers. I mean, fuck, that's why he admired me so much, you know. But Vic loved good professional wrestling, you know, and when it was bad, he wouldn't say it was bad. He would just say, I've seen better, you know. So
Not my cup of tea.
right. I mean, like I said at the funeral, man, I tried to make him mad. You know, we were just sitting there talking about sports, and I put my hand on his shoulder and I said to him, I said, Vic, I don't even think Tupac's in the top 10. And he just chuckled at me, put his hand on my shoulder, said, Ian, you're funny, and walked away from me.
Right.
So because he recognized that I was trying to fuck with him, but you don't get and nowadays you don't get fans that are the way Vic is. He's beyond buying a ticket. He's beyond buying a T-shirt. He's the type of fan that's going to go on the internet and praise pro wrestling. It seems like nowadays, like even wrestlers hate wrestling. They hate the wrestling business. They want to go in there and talk their business of their money and all this other stuff. Vic didn't care about that shit like a lot of fans do. Vic cared about what you did in front of him in that ring and how you genuinely treated him.
And with all the drama and bullshit in the area, he would never get involved in none of that.
Never.
And that's
ever.
the thing. Vic never wanted to step on the other side of the rail.
Right.
A lot of people came from your crowds and wanted to run shows and wanted to be a part of the business, wanted to overstep their bounds. But Vic definitely stayed true to being a fan and being a fan's fan. So,
well, not only that, but he was, he was the type of guy that would do anything for somebody he cared about, and shit. I don't even really know if it's a situation of having to care about the person, because Vic never met a stranger, but so many people, are in my life because Vic brought them to me, and that's a crazy loss. Hey, listen, man, I don't know what that noise is.
Yeah, I don't know who brought that in, but I hope other people can't hear it.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
But listen, man, I'm gonna drop something here that is a really cool concept. And I know this is a lot of deathmatch based fans and things of that nature. If you haven't heard, the day after my son's pro wrestling train wreck sickness tournament, we are going to do the Hybrid Cup, and it is being renamed the Vic Philpott Hybrid Cup. If you don't know what that is, it'll start out as a tournament of regular wrestling. Then the second round is strong style with KO knockout only, and then the third round is a death match. So
it's amazing. I was actually
I think
talking days ago. Go ahead. Sorry.
I can't hear you because you're bouncing all over the place, but I think there is nothing better that could be dedicated to Vic. So that's May 16th. I'm really looking forward to that. And then also in Connorsville, when we come back on March 13th, we're going to do something that I believe that has never been attempted. It will be an entire show of death matches that none of the fans that attend will know what they're going to see, what the stipulations are. We're putting it out as if you have any understanding of Ian Rotten, you know I'm going to do this right. And if you have any understanding of IWA, you know we are going to do this right. So each match you will not know what's happening. So
Wow.
until it becomes alive right in front of your face. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some people that you can imagine are going to be there. Especially with John Calvin's show running the night before, and us running in Jeffersonville on that Thursday. But it's going to be a very fun show to be a part of. So, yeah, I just figured I'd drop that here first. If I mean, I know Blake sees everything I put on Facebook and stuff, but I didn't put that out there yet. And just on the first two matches that we've put together for this, and no, I'm not telling you anything. Man, this is going to be a great night of wrestling, deathmatch wrestling. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And that's the first show back to Connorsville?
Yeah, the March 13th show. Gotcha. It's called It's a Mystery. But it's an all death match show, 8 death matches. And nobody will know shit. You're just gonna have to trust me.
Very interesting.
You're just gonna have to trust me.
No, I think Murdoch got his audio fixed. I heard Murdoch was the reason for that.
Oh, bullshit. Don't blame me.
For what?
He said
the audio.
It ain't me.
Oh.
Coming from Mike.
Good money for these phone bills, damn it.
And the reason I brought in, it's great to have you guys also. I didn't want to cut Ian off to intro you all, but the reason I have you all here is my favorite big story with IWA involves you two, where Ian actually held up the show just so he could see your all's match, House of Horrors. And then you all did your part, and you all delivered one of the best death matches that year. So that was a pretty amazing night. Everybody chanting Vic as he came in. We just took intermission and waited. It was pretty amazing.
That was going to be what I was going to come on and say was that, like, if you're a fan, you don't dictate nothing to Ian. Ian's going to run his show no matter what. But if you're Vic, you can wait 30 or 40. Like, me and John Calvin are, like, pumped, ready to go. And I'm like, what the fuck's taking so long? And then we're waiting for Vic. And then it's like, oh, you all you understand. You get it. You know what's going on. And you wait for Vic. You know that, like, he supports the business and he's going to do whatever it takes to get there. So, if you're waiting 30 minutes for a loyal fan, it's worth it. So, yeah. But, yeah, you don't dictate shit to Ian, but Vic got it packed.
And on top of that, when I tried to give him a cheaper ticket because he was only going to see that one match, he refused.
Yeah, see, most people would have tried to, hey, let me pay half price, but not him, not at all.
Oh, trust me, it happens all the time.
Yeah,
yeah, man. Vic's one of those dudes that, he cared about what we were, he cared about what we were doing, but he cared about us, not just as performers or wrestlers or whatever people want to call us these days, but, he cared about us as people and cared about what we were doing and how we were doing in life. He would send me random messages all the time. Just, hey man, hope things are going well. Hope you're doing okay. Hope Trainwreck's doing okay. When sickness the last sickness 2019, when everything started to fall apart and people were shitting on it and everything else, Vic was one of the first dudes, that was like, he's got this, and really kind of kept my spirits up as far as, everything going on with that. Man, he was so upset that he wasn't able to do it. And it just sucks. It's going to be a weird thing, not seeing him, hanging out at Sickness this year.
Right.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I couldn't imagine any of these tournaments without Vic.
My last little Vic story involves Ian almost firing me. Vic had this chick friend, to say the least, or that come to the shows or whatever. Back in the day, I was what it was. Shit happened, whatever. It blew up. So I get a phone call, and Ian's like, "Look, if you even fucking look that direction, I'll fire you on the spot." He's like, "I'm not calling you as Ian. I'm not calling you as a friend. I'm calling you as a promoter." So he was dead serious. He would have fired me. 100%. Yes, he cared about the chick involved, but 100% believe it was the respect he had for Vic, that the trouble would cause Vic, that he was willing to get rid of me over that. So, like, all these instances just show you how much Vic meant to IWA and to pro wrestling as a whole. Like, I mean, he was fuming. He's like, "If you fucking even step
John,
towards her, I will fire you." So,
until you brought that up.
what now? You cut out.
I forgot all about that until you brought that up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's one of my favorite Vic stories because I called Vic too. I'm like, "Hey, man, just let you know, shit went south." He's like, "No, man, me and you are still cool." And he was always cool. Even when I wasn't with IWA, he would always hit me up. He's like, "I support anything you do. Of course, I want you back at IWA." But he always supported me even outside of IWA. Of course, like, he was so happy. Like, the last message, and I sent it to John Calvin. The last message I got from Vic was, "Hey, thank you for the free shirt, and I'm so glad that you're back." I was like, "Hey, man, I'm glad I'm back too." So yeah, man, it sucks. Like Ian said, like,
And I'm glad you're back.
Oh yeah, I'm glad too, man. Like I said, it's like, fuck, you can be here today and tomorrow you're not. Like, I seen Vic, I handed him a shirt, and now, like, we're sitting here doing this
Right.
show. So it's
Right.
fucked.
Yeah, man. Like, the last thing he shared was the last match, the latest sickness announcement. That's the last thing he shared on his Facebook page. And like that means a whole lot to me, and it's something. Hell, I'm probably gonna screenshot it and print it out and lay it on the table for people to see when they come in for sickness, just to show people, just how much he really cared. When he first passed, I looked at Tori and I was like, "I'm gonna do something for Vic." I was like, I got this idea. I even messaged John and was like, "Hey, man, we're gonna do this." And then, like, 2 hours later, I messaged him back and was like, "Never mind, we're doing this." And that's that's when we decided to name the finals after Vic, because that's the build up. That's
Right. It's really tough, son, to think of what can anywhere near be the proper way to pay homage to someone who loves something so much, you know. Um, and man, you know, between there's not a whole lot of fans that drive through blizzards and get on planes and wrap their vacation around a show, and Vic was that guy. I mean, he meant so much to wrestling that it's nearly impossible to pay homage to him in a proper way.
right.
But we damn sure gonna try,
Yeah, I mean, you guys can ask John. Last year in 2019 when at Sickness, I gave my Paul Heyman speech and rah-rahed everybody up, and many people watched that tournament. They were like, "Damn, that was crazy. That was good." And everybody hit on all cylinders, and I told Tori, I said, "This year's for Vic, so my Paul Heyman rah-rah speech is going to be 10 times over the wall, of what it was last time, and that's the thing is, now with the Vic Philpott Hybrid Cup being the next night, somebody, like John Wayne Murdoch could walk into Southern Sickness, those 2 days, win the whole damn thing, win Vic's match, and then go on to the next day and win Vic's tournament. You know, that he's going to be a driving force that entire weekend. You know, he's going to be in people's minds that entire weekend, and we're going to show people, you know, just how much Vic meant to, you know, not just the Rottens, not just to IWA, not just to Trainwreck, but to all of professional wrestling as a whole, because it really is. It's way more than just us here. You know, way more than just the Rottens. It's so many guys that Vic touched and bought merchandise and helped and went the extra mile when he didn't have to. He did it because he loved us.
Right. There was even times where Vic would buy shirts that were small, medium, large. You know, he'd buy shirts 3-4 sizes too small.
I can't tell you how many times
Especially
I
like
said,
when
man,
the
that is not
international
going to fit
talent,
you.
like he would get the smallest shirts. I mean, shirts that I couldn't even wear. Like he was just there to support no matter what, man, all the time.
Well, the funny thing is when he lost all that weight, I said to him, you know, maybe you can fit in some of those shirts that you bought now. He's like, no, man, they're like smalls and mediums. Like, there's no way I can fit in there. You know, but he still, you know, he still did it, you know, because he wanted to support that wrestler.
Right. Amazing. I don't know what's going on screen. I think Harry Palmer's trying to get in here.
Do you think Vic got Flair to do a shot of wild turkey with him?
Yeah, who?
I said, do you think Vic got Flair to do a shot of wild turkey with him?
Probably.
Man,
Yeah,
I took one. That was actually the first time I took a shot of wild turkey. Was the day of the service. Man, I don't know if I'll be taking very many more of them.
Him and Ricky Cotton always would offer me liquor, and my line would always be, look, if you want to carry me to the ring, yeah, I'll take that shot, but I don't do liquor. They would never get that. They would just always offer, like, no, unless I can get on your fucking shoulders and you can carry me to the ring, I don't need that shot. I'll take a beer, though. But, yeah, I can't do the liquor at all.
Why do you think we've never done a drunken death match with John Wayne Murdoch?
I did one. I don't know if it was for you or EPW, but it was me and Crow, and like we're taking Crow's like pounding shots, and like I'm just bleeding buckets, and yeah, it was the.
I believe that was EPW.
Yeah. I was like, never again. Fuck, I'm about to die. Alcohol poisoning.
That's really rough.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna get back to
I'm
kiddo and the puppy. You know,
I greatly appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks for putting this together, man. Vic would have loved this, man, and he loved you a whole lot, and you know, he loved this group a whole lot. And
right. Vic did everything for this group, man. We can't take no credit for it. Vic put all this stuff together.
Like Pop said, and
hey, when I was promoting. When I was promoting King of the Death and doing podcasts and stuff, I said the only way I was coming on here, Vic was the one asking the questions. So I mean, nothing against anybody.
The only reason we got you, Mr. Danger. All the international guys he reached out to, you know, he'd go that extra mile and message them in different languages, and he was great. I mean, he was great on Indie Power rankings, and he was always great for us. So
it's like Pop said, you know, how do you pay tribute to a man like Vic? But you know, come May, we're gonna do our damnedest that whole weekend. We're gonna party hard for Vic, and hopefully everybody comes out and hangs out with us and shows their love for Vic. And whole sickness weekend, I don't want to hear no train wreck shit. I want y'all to be throwing up Vic's name for him.
I really appreciate it, guys.
Y'all take care, man.
Try to get these next groups in here.
Yeah, like I said, man, thanks for having me. And I think to answer Ian's question about how do we or what's the proper way, I think we're doing it. as long as we do these memorial shows, we do these tribute shows, it's just not forgotten, and we just move on. Like, we remember Vic every day, and any chance we get to do this, let's make this a fucking yearly thing that we come on, just throw Vic stories around. Who knows? But little things like that, you know, Heartbreak, we go out there and kill it. Like, that is paying respect to Vic. You know, anytime we can go out there and kill it, anytime we can make a show fucking better than it ever had the right to be, like, that is paying homage to Vic. So yeah, just the little
100%.
things you gotta find. But yeah, thank
Yeah,
you guys
you know,
for having me.
it's like I said though, you know, Vic Philpott was our Kevin Hogan, and you know, nobody's ever got, you know, a damn thing to say bad about either one of them men, you know, and being as closely involved with the wrestling business and around the wrestling business as much as both of them were, to not have somebody say something bad about either one of those men is an incredible achievement.
Right. Like Brian Vincent said he was interviewing the other day for our Death Hour, and he said if you had a problem with Vic, or if Vic had a problem with you, then you were the asshole.
Right.
I don't know if anybody could have said it any better.
Absolutely.
I greatly appreciate you taking your time, man.
Absolutely,
I'll try
man.
to get this next group in for everybody, and
how the hell do I get out of
see you
here
very soon.
are you
I don't know. I did
rid
it
of me?
on accident. You should just be able to
Okay.
back out.
Okay.
It should just take you on out.
Okay, man.
All right, guys. So just be patient. There might be some times like this where I'm the only one on screen, but we'll work on getting this next group in. And if the admins want to join right now, that'd be great. We can get every admin on screen.
Yo, fucking Walden, what's up, bro?
What's going on, Michael?
Let's bring.
Hey guys.
Look,
We got
the
Crystal.
return of Crystal. She's back.
I'm back.
She's returned.
Yeah.
We'll get this shot ready.
Yes. I have my Hardcore is Dead. How the fuck? There we go. Hardcore is Dead shot glass. Already. I've been drinking. So that's a thing.
Yeah, we've been seeing posts since like 5-6 hours ago. You've been drinking for Vic all day.
All day. I don't typically drink, but it happened today. So, you know, why better reason than to drink for Vic. I don't think I ever got to have a shot with Vic. I don't recall ever having any wild turkey with him, which is unfortunate.
You didn't drink with him at King last year?
I don't think so.
I spilled alcohol all over myself. Hang on.
Oh, damn. That's alcohol abuse, bro. What the fuck?
And so that's like Vic said. He was never drunk in his life. But one of Vic's ideas and things that he always wanted to get done, I don't even know if it's been ever brought to light to the page, but he always wanted to have all the admins come on and just shoot the shit and have a little round table show. So this is actually the first time we've had everybody on screen together.
Yeah, we're making history here in his honor. While Mike cleans up his damn mess. Jeez, dude.
You guys hear me still?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you, buddy. Is anybody else in the waiting room, Mike?
Just Palmer. He's only an audio, I guess. He doesn't want his face shown.
No, he's a pretty guy. He wants everybody to see him.
Should I bring him in here right now or no? He's just audio. He's playing music.
Whenever we can get him in, I'm going to message him.
That's him right there. He's playing music.
I got you. Hey, are you hear us, buddy?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. We just don't see you.
I didn't know we could have just audio. That's pretty cool.
There you go.
This is the shot portion, so I know you want to be a part of this, right?
Yeah. Come on, camera, and do a shot with us.
I'll definitely do a shot with you.
That's not. He said he can't turn his camera on.
Oh, that sucks.
Hey, guys, Donnie fucking Boyd is here. What?
Nice.
Damn.
That's what's up.
Nice.
What's up, guys?
Get the fuck out of here. We haven't seen you in months.
Yeah, well, I'm here now.
That shows how much Vic means, man, right there. Donnie
Yeah, we
Boyd's in
love
the
you,
house.
Donnie.
I wouldn't miss this shit.
When are we taking this shot?
Whenever
I got
you
mine
guys
poured.
are
It's ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Are you
everybody
ready,
have
Don?
their shots.
Everybody at home,
Memory of the
get your
homie.
shots. If you don't drink, grab your weed or whatever drugs you do.
If you don't do that, just
Pick your
Cheers.
poison. Let's do it.
Cheers to Vic.
This one's for you, Vic. We fucking love you, bro.
We love you, homie.
That feels great.
Woo!
Woo!
We could only hear
I'm still a
Palmer
baby.
drinking. He's
Fresh
like, that feels
21.
great.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my camera up now. I apologize.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
Oh, you mean we might have to do it again? Oh, darn.
Yeah, we'll just do it again. Fuck it. Rick Walden is taking shots, he said in the
Of
comments.
course,
I'm surprised you
Rick
didn't
is
come on
always
for that
taking
portion.
shots.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Last
making
slap,
another
shout out
shot.
to the memory of it.
So, who here has something to share? I know, Michael, you didn't get to meet him, what, 3-4 times?
Yeah, I went to about 4 shows, I think, where he was there. I didn't really know him all that well at first. We were in need of some help with the Death Hour. We just had started it. We were on like episode 2, maybe. So fucking Blake said he wanted to bring Vic in. So I let Blake do what the fuck he wants. If he wants to bring in someone new, I just let Blake do it. So he brought in Vic. And I don't know, man. He's like a mastermind. He just had so many ideas and he was very dependable. He was always there. Like after almost every show, if he wasn't in the admin chat, he messaged me personally and always told me, great show, great show.
Yep.
Even when I thought maybe I sucked, he would always tell me, great show. Fucking, this show's really affected by it though. We're going to keep going, but what he brought to the table, we can't ever replace that, you know?
Right. And that's like, we run a lot of shows. We do a lot of death hours. People don't realize how busy you are because you're really the one that's here every single show. And, most of your admins and most of people don't watch every show. But I'm pretty certain that Vic never missed a minute of the death hour since it started.
All right. Yep. Let me pour another one. Let's get another one down, guys.
I just got another one. I'm
man.
sorry. Oh,
I'm getting another
I'll
one.
get
going.
another one too. Hold on.
That's caffeine. You can have a drink of it again.
Great.
But
Now my
even like
bottle,
whenever me and Vic would go on road trips to Chicago and stuff, the first thing he would put on our death hours. If we weren't listening to music, then we were listening to us. We were listening to our show. We was talking about ideas. He stayed up all the time and he worked all the time, but he was always worried about what we were doing and the production of this show.
Without Vic, I don't think that the Death Hour would have became what it is now.
No, man.
The
Like
people that
I was
he
telling
was able
Ian,
to
if it wasn't for
bring
Vic,
in.
we would have never had Ian. We would have never had Mr. Danger. I mean, we wouldn't have had the international guys. Vic put together all the translators.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? I believe that the tribute show was his idea to originally do a tribute show for Danny Havoc. I believe so.
Yeah, man, it doesn't doubt me. Like his brain was always flowing for ideas, and a lot of people in here may not know about Indie Power Rankings, but Travis Desmond, he should be coming on at some point. They did Indie Power Rankings for quite some time, where they actually took the time to rank everybody like 1 to 100 weekly. So I mean, it's just loyalty. Anything
Okay,
you talk
guys,
about him,
you want to
it comes
take
back
this
to
shot?
loyalty.
Of course.
Hey,
Let's do it.
I don't know. You might
guys,
have to
we
twist
should
my
take
arm on
this
that
shot
one.
right now. Hey guys, we should take the shot and maybe come back because we have a very special guest who just entered. This is a very special guest. We haven't announced really anyone that's going to be on. I'll let Blake do that right now. Let's take the shot. We'll get off the screen. Anyone that wants to stay around, we'll just come back after or whatever. But this one's for you, Vic, again.
Awesome.
Cheers, Vic.
Cheers, guys.
Salute. Okay, Blake, it's all on you, bro.
Woo.
Awesome. So the special guest, it could only be one guy. Vic was working really, really hard on an interview for us. He was working really every day, all the time for this. He wanted an hour with this man. Chris Hero is going to come on screen, and he's going to share some memories about his friend.
What's going on,
Hey,
dude?
man, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going
We are
pretty
so
well.
glad to finally have you.
Oh man, it's an honor to be here and share this with you. Is my audio good? You got me good?
Yeah, we hear you, buddy.
Hell yeah. So man, what all have I missed?
Oh, we did this segment with Ian and JC, and we've had Harry Palmer on. All the admins just took a drink for him. We shared some stories. But
Yeah,
that's
Vic
where
was
we're at, man.
he was a special dude. I met Vic when I started working for IWA in the summer of 2000, and it wasn't it wasn't until just a couple months later I realized that he wasn't just a regular fan, man. Vic was very special. He was very passionate. He was supportive, and just such a cool guy, man. He had his things that he loved and cared about passionately, and he was just so easy to talk to. He was fun to be around. It was always a little extra inspiration when you're in there wrestling and you look out and you see him sitting in the front row. It was always fun you just to get that credibility to look out there and know that he's enjoying the match. You're like, all right, I'm doing something right.
Right. Because I mean, he's not gonna lie to you.
No. I had Vic come up to me a couple times to be like, it's kind of the shits.
Right. I'm sure he was a little bit more brutal in those days.
Oh, of course. He just was an ambassador obviously for IWA Mid-South, but also for pro wrestling in general, hardcore wrestling. He just was so supportive. I mean, a lot of people have preconceived notions of what they think ICP fans are like, the Juggalos, right? But all it takes is a couple conversations with Vic to realize, like, oh man, he's like the sweetest dude. Like,
right.
He like I said, he was an ambassador, and it was just great to be able to get to know him. I've got my little ATLians jersey on here because I know he was such a big Atlanta fan.
I noticed the Atlanta as soon as you come on, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, of course. I was talking to Brent Blades earlier in the day, who was a referee for IWA Mid-South in like 2000 to 2002 or so. And we all shared a very special moment with Vic where we had a weekend of shows where Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio came to IWA Mid-South. A lot of people are familiar with the match that those two had with CM Punk in Indianapolis, but the very next day we went up to Chicago to have a show at Morris High School, which is where Jim Fannin went to school. So I hopped in a car with Vic. It was Brent, Vic, myself, a girl named Alicia, who was an IWA fan, and my valet at the time, Nadia Nice. And we just thought, Indianapolis, it's about 3 hours to Chicago. It should be an easy drive, right? Man, we hit a snowstorm, and it took us like 7 hours to get there. And poor Vic is driving, and I don't think he had driven in snow that crazy before. I mean, this is 2002, right? And it's just such a funny road trip. I mean, we were playing all kinds of music. We were playing all kinds of games. We were doing the wrestler name game. And for whatever reason, when it would get around to Vic, he'd be like, all right, Kevin Von Erich. We're like, okay, cool. Switch around. Boom. You got an M. Okay, Mike Von Erich. Boom. We get spin around again. He gets to an F. Fritz Von Erich. We're like, damn, Vic. are you a Von Erich? Like, what is your deal? Uh, so that's the origin of the Vic Von Erich name. Like, he just was spitting out Von Erich members like it was going out of style. It was really funny.
Wow, I always wondered that. So that's amazing that you're the one that tells me this story.
Yeah, and he freestyled for us. Um, he just, he just had his own way of telling funny stories and such. And one moment that I'll never forget for the rest of my life, right? So we have this big snowstorm. We're in the venue a couple hours before doors open up, right? And the ring is set up, and you see Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio hop into the ring together. And we're just all kind of like, "Oh, what's going on?" Like, you would expect
Mhm.
guys that are veterans or big names in wrestling to just chill out in the locker room and wrestle only when they have to, right? So Eddie and Ray started to chain wrestle and mat wrestle and work on stuff. And Eddie was kind of coaching him. Like, Ray would do some kind of a movement, and Eddie'd be like, "No, man, switch your legs, go around this way, whatever." And dude, we are all just watching. It's Brent, it's myself, it's the Smart Mark Video guys, it's Vic, and we're just completely enamored with this. And we're like, wow. What a special moment to see, maybe the greatest wrestler of our lifetime. And, Ray, obviously also one of the greatest wrestlers of our
Yeah.
lifetime, just going out there and freestyling and just, doing whatever happens in the ring. It was just such an awesome moment. And that's a moment that Vic would often bring up to me. He'd be like, "Yo, you remember when Eddie and Ray were in there rolling around?" It's just, what an awesome story, man. And it's so, I think Vic always knew, how can I say this? There comes a certain type of familiarity when you go to wrestling shows a lot. And sometimes that lends itself to a bit of abuse of those privileges, where you expect to be let in for free, or you expect a certain camaraderie with people. But Vic was never like that, man. He was always a diehard fan. He never acted like he was owed anything or entitled to anything. He enjoyed his first show as much as he enjoyed his last show. And man, he was just, everybody talks about what a big heart he had, right? You
Right.
couldn't find anybody that was more supportive or somebody that was a better friend. And I just, as crushing as it is to have lost Vic, I feel fortunate to have gotten to know him and gotten to spend time with him, and just to know who he is and to know how he was.
Right. And that's like some people mentioned at his service and stuff. They said, if you didn't know Vic, then I'm sorry for you. Don't feel sorry for the people that knew him
Yeah.
and are sad now. Be sorry for the ones that didn't know him,
Yeah.
because and you mentioned like his image. I'll never judge a book by its cover, because you got this big guy with all these tattoos, but he was the most kind-hearted individual I've ever known. So
Yeah. You think he'd pull out a shank from his sock or something and come after you, or but man, he was
right, it's
I
never
mean,
a guy I would approach.
yeah. And I mean, he would not be happy for saying this, but that motherfucker was a teddy bear. He was a fucking real life Care Bear with a fucking juggalo on his belly, the little hatchet hand.
Yeah, he'd say something like, "Don't be emo," or "Quit
Yeah,
being so soft."
yeah, yeah, man. Hey, thank you so much for giving me a chance to come in here and talk, and just
Like I said,
hey,
man, it would have meant everything to him, because every day he was working on having you here.
yeah,
So
yeah. He had mentioned to me about coming on and talking about Tracy, and then I think very shortly after that, he had sent me a birthday message on Christmas Eve, and I just talked with him a little bit and was just like, "Man, so good to hear from you. I can't wait to talk to you a little bit more."
right, yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
unfortunate because he was actually working on the Tracy show, like you mentioned,
yeah,
and then now we're here doing this one. So
yeah.
it's just we've had way too many of these shows, and we've lost way too many good people. No doubt about it.
Yeah, last year in particular was just very crushing for a lot of people. You know, a lot of people were touched by things that were going on. Um, you know, people we love, people that were acquainted with people that we love, people that we didn't even know. Just you
Right.
know, a lot of death and tragedy and financial hardship. It's just been tough, and it's important for all of us to just support each other and just it takes 2 seconds to send someone a text message and go, hey dude, hope you're well, or you know, I'm thinking of you, or it's just
Absolutely.
don't ever be afraid to do that. You know, it's, you know, not everybody has the time to sit on the phone and talk for a couple hours. You know, we've got our friends that we can do that with, but just don't be afraid to just tell each other, you know, how much we care, that we're thinking of each other, and just, you know, you'd be surprised how many people care about you. You don't quite realize it until something like this happens.
Right. Absolutely. I try my
Yeah,
best to send those messages out often because
yeah,
it's been very eye opening.
yeah, it has. And I like seeing the posts on the Facebook wall, you know, people telling their various stories of Vic, and it's so funny because everybody's so different, right? Everybody's got a different
Right.
story. You know, a lot of people knew him from work, people knew him from wrestling, people knew him from horror, people knew him
It
from
amazes
just
me because there's so many different ones. I mentioned that
yeah,
also.
yeah. It's like you click on someone and you're like one mutual friend, Vic Philpott.
Yep. I went to
um,
the service, man, and it really showed that. Like, I thought I knew Vic very well, and there were so many people there. I was like, well, who is this person? Well, who is this person? Well,
yeah,
they worked with him at Kentucky Kingdom, or they worked with him at Dollar General. They worked with him
yeah,
here.
yeah,
It was just amazing. So many different
yeah.
people he touched in many different areas.
Yeah, it's it's a pleasure for me to have been one of those people that got to know Vic for a little while and spend time with him, and just I have nothing but fond memories and smiles and laughter. He's just
Yeah, man.
ah man, he was great. He's a great guy.
He always told me a lot of stories of y'all, and
Yeah.
he mentioned you often. He would
Yeah.
always talk about how he missed you and he couldn't wait to have you back on the indie scene because
Yeah.
I feel like you were definitely one of his favorite guys, if not his favorite guy,
Yeah, man.
always.
I mean I met Vic when I was 20 years old, you know. I'm 41. Right? I knew that man over half my life.
Right.
You know, he
And
watched.
that says, I mean, I'm 21, so that's my whole life.
That's your whole life, bro.
It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, man, thank you again so much for having me on this. And man, to everybody out there that's grieving over Vic, or, you know, let's just take care of each other. You know, let's spread the word. Yeah, I went through a little bit of this when Tracy passed last year. It's just
Mhm.
I want to be the type of wrestling veteran that Tracy Smothers was, right? That's the kind of person that I strive to be. Well, the same thing with Vic, man. He's the type of friend and just positive supporter that I wish I could be. And
Right. And that's a
it's on
hashtag
all of
we've
us.
started is be a Vic. We've
Be a
been sending
Vic.
that all around.
Yeah,
Don't be a
yeah.
dick, be a Vic.
I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
But I greatly appreciate it, man.
No
I know
problem,
you're a
man.
busy guy and you came on here, and that shows a lot. It shows how
Yeah.
much you meant to everybody.
Yeah, man. I just got to show my love, man. Thank you for having me. Everybody out there watching, listening, I send my love. I send my love. You guys are all in my thoughts, man. Vic was one of a kind, man. Rest in peace, Victor Philpott.
Thank you, sir. Take
All
care
right,
of
man.
yourself out there, and hopefully this pandemic eases up.
Yeah. You'll see me around at some point.
Right. We're hoping on it.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
man. You take care.
Man, that was very heartwarming. That was awesome stuff. If we can get the admins back on, I want to get my dad in here, and I want to get Travis in here. We got to get the link sent to Travis. For some reason, every time I try to send the link to Travis, it crashes my phone and it kicks me out of here. I didn't want to do that to Hero. So we got to get Travis Desmond in here. He has more stories about Vic than anybody I know. Michael, you with us?
I'm not Michael,
Is that
but I'm
Harry?
with you. I poured another
Hey,
shot
Crystal.
too, so that's gotta happen. When your dad comes,
Yeah, we're about to
when
take
Rick
more
comes home.
shots.
Another
We're only
shot.
halfway through.
Whoa, whoa.
Here soon, we're going to show another video. We're working on more guests. I'm just so happy. That was
That
awesome.
was awesome. Seeing Chris Hero, that was amazing. Like, I might be a little partial to some Chris Hero, but that was awesome.
Like, I almost started crying.
Hero's
What's
a
up,
great
y'all?
dude. Hero is a great dude.
There
What's
he
up,
is.
bro?
My dad finally made it in here.
What's up?
Yeah,
What's
it's
up? What's
about
up?
freaking time.
I couldn't
I
figure
sent
it
you the
out.
link forever ago.
I couldn't figure it out. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, Grandpa. So you figured it out.
My phone said my head was too big to fit in the picture. I don't know how you got in here.
Yo, I think we need another shot since Rick's on here.
I lost my
in.
bottle. There it is.
No
I'm
big-
in. Let's do this.
No, Vlad. I have not smoked moon rocks today yet. That's after this show.
Nah, do it now.
but it sounds
Yeah.
fun.
Let me go get another shot. It's over here.
Just bring
'cause I
the whole
spilled
damn
it.
I want to
bottle.
mention
I ain't
something,
Hold
guys.
on. Let me get my shot.
It's because I fucking spilled.
How often has everybody picked their phone up, though, and just wanted to go and message Vic, man? Because with this 24 hours of wrestling, that's all I've wanted to do.
I go to tag.
Yeah.
It's weird not seeing him in our conversation on a regular basis, Blake and Mike. It's weird not seeing him in there.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like his
Yeah,
head was
really
always the first one to pop up whenever we would send a message.
Yeah, always. He was always the one to answer back and have ideas.
Let's
Right. And
do
that
this.
goes for anything, not even wrestling related. Anytime I have hardship in life or go through anything, I know Vic would be the first person to answer, whether it was 3 in the morning or 3 in the afternoon or no matter when. Vic was always ready to talk, and nobody will ever be able to feel that.
Where's your shot at, Blake?
Yep. Cheers. Cheers, homies.
Rick, you got your shot too?
I got my shot. Let's do it.
I was waiting on my dad. I thought he was the last one going in.
I got a shot.
Here we go.
All right.
I got a shot.
This is to the homie
where's
Vic.
Paul? Oh shit.
Oh, that one burnt.
Oh boy. Oof.
Where's Palmer's fucking visual? Palmer, what's going on?
He said his head was too
I'm
big.
really fat and I have a big head, so it doesn't fit. It's pixelated.
Whatever.
8-bit.
But he's really a ladies' man. All the ladies love Harry Palmer, just like they loved Vic.
No.
I took that shot. I was having a lot of audio issues. I think I'm good now.
Yeah, you were frozen.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Can y'all see me now?
So your
Yeah.
shot helped your Wi-Fi? That's all.
I think so. I think that's what happened. That Wi-Fi's gone with that shot of Ground Royal. I took care of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Dewey wants in here. Hold on, guys.
Later.
Let me see if I can get this camera going.
Damn it. I got drunk.
What?
I got drunk and I forgot to send the link to Dewey.
Yes, I am gonna.
Oh,
have a
you
headache
messed up.
tomorrow. I'll be all right.
Dewey said he needs the link.
I know one
This
thing.
is the
Man, I was
best
freaking
hour
out
that
about
Vic
this
would've
show.
loved, man. He
Yeah.
always wanted a show like this where we just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, this
Zero
show's going
fucks given
strong.
on the
We're
show.
IRN right now, man. I can't believe y'all made me come in and follow Chris Hero. I wish I could have been like, at the beginning, but I got to come
We
in
tried
now.
to get you in a long time ago.
Nobody can follow that.
How's it feel to follow Chris Hero? It's like in big bold letters, Chris Hero featuring Rick Walden with
Yeah,
little
right.
tiny
What's
letters.
up, Joe Callis? Joe Callis, you're more than welcome to come on
What's
and take
up,
a shot
Joe?
with us. You knew Vic too.
Yeah, I
You
want
used to
everybody
do,
on screen. I've said that for a week or more.
How many people can fit on there?
I mean, like 6, I think.
10.
Oh yeah,
10.
10.
No,
10 people. That's a fucking party right there.
Fuck yeah, it is. Social distancing at its finest.
Hell yeah, it is.
Hey, look,
Get
Palmer
10
has
motherfuckers
visual.
on here.
Whoa, we can see
There
him.
we go.
We see
Oh,
him.
there's Harry Palmer's pretty self right there. He is.
Yeah, no.
What's up, Harry?
I think I'm drunk.
That's good.
I
That's
think
a good
so
thing.
too, man.
Vic wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
Absolutely. Like I would literally
Please
Let
stop.
my wife shop at Five Below so I could go talk to Vic for about 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Every
yeah.
time. Every
I always
time.
had to make my random Five Below stores visits to go see Vic for sure.
I know
No.
Vic was really happy to go to E-Town, but I sure wasn't.
It
Yeah.
sucked. It was a long drive to spend $120. Yeah. But it is what it is. It's good. It's all good. He was a good dude.
I swear you can't go into Five Below without spending at least $50.
You saw see Jason's comment. Harry Palmer got more ass than a rental car. Anybody that doesn't know, Jason, that's Vic's brother.
Yeah, he's a good dude. His brother's a good dude as well. And yeah, he's been around. He knows what the saying.
Where's Travis at, Blake? You getting Travis in here?
I'm trying. The thing is, I started getting intoxicated.
Anybody?
Oh, we need Pondo too. Yeah.
Well,
Blake,
Travis
why
is
do
not
all
Okay,
your
man.
stories start with that?
Hey, I'll take care of Pondo, Blake.
All right.
I swear,
I'm trying to
every
message
story-
everybody like as I talk to you all, and it's really hard. That's how I ended up kicking myself out earlier.
So I just wanted to say one thing about Vic, and I can't compare to any of these stories that's already been told, but Vic was a living legend. I mean, Vic was a legend, man, and a celebrity, and every time I took somebody to a show over the past 20 years, anytime that I took somebody to a show, people was just excited to meet Vic as they was a wrestler.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, and that's legit. I mean, my friend that I took to King of the Death last year, I mean, that's all he talked about for 6 months is how awesome Vic Philpott was. I mean, he said that dude's a celebrity. That guy, he thought he was the coolest and greatest thing. And Vic was just loud. He was just larger than life. I mean, the dude was the nicest, most caring guy, and he was literally larger than life. And I don't know if Vic really knew how much he was loved. I hope that he did. But man, I mean, I know he's up there now just smiling only like he could smile, man. And I mean, the dude was just so loved, and everybody loved Vic. And if you didn't, you had a problem. Something's wrong with you.
Yeah. Good, great dude. Great dude.
Right.
I mean,
I don't know how you can't like fucking Vic.
Right.
Like Brian said, if you don't like Vic, then you're the asshole. I've never heard anything sum it up better.
Yeah.
That's another guy that needs to get in the screen.
So nice.
Who needs to get in the screen? Get him in there.
Yeah, like I said, anybody that's watching,
you're young. You
if
should
Vic touched your life in any way, come on in, man. You're more than
Technology can only do so much, Harry.
Party tonight.
Look at my face. It's not helping me. But so I don't think people understand how much Vic was there in wrestling for everybody. His favorite thing was death matches. We all know this. But he loved wrestling in general. He loved good, solid, technical wrestling, which I could never do. So when people understand that it's just like these death match wrestlers coming on and talking about him, that they don't understand he was also great to all the other wrestlers, technical and everything else, because he appreciated the whole show. And that's hard to find nowadays. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, he really was. I mean, people think that he was just a deathmatch guy, man, but he loved all wrestling. He wasn't real big on comedy. If he didn't like one thing, if maybe a little bit of comedy he didn't like, but other than that, dude, I mean, the guy was just, I mean, he's just a true wrestling fan, and he was so smart about it, man, and just knew the business so well, and I mean, and he was very pleased by all types of wrestling.
Yeah, that's what always fucked up with Vic.
Yeah, man. He watched AEW. He loved AEW. He didn't give a fuck if it was only deathmatch. He would watch anything, man.
Yeah, absolutely. He was a true fan of the sport and the art in general. It's hard for
like
people
Rick
to understand.
said, though, not the comedy, though. He made
Yeah.
it a comedy.
He didn't
He
like
wasn't too big.
Effie
He
and Orange
wasn't too big a fan
Cassidy.
of
I
Orange
know that.
Cassidy. I can tell you that. He did.
I know
But
when we went to the show in
Vic,
Nashville, they
Vic
had
would have
Effie
loved
versus
my
Orange
comments.
Cassidy.
Vic would have loved my comments about Effie last night on the group. I don't know if he's seen those, Blake.
Yeah, he would have been in there like, what the hell, Effie? This is supposed to be a deathmatch hour.
The death
Effie
hour,
did,
right?
Effie did take a hell of a bump down those steps today, though.
I wish Mitch could be here. Mitch Page. That was one of his favorites as well. But I know.
No,
I think
listen, Harry, listen to this. Mitch Page, me and Vic hit up Mitch Page, and he said nobody will care about Mitch Page. Is what he said. He said nobody wants to hear me on this show. Come on, Mitch.
Mitch Page is a great dude. He just needs to understand how much Vic loved him. It was one of his favorite wrestlers, and Mitch Page is beyond great. Yeah, Mitch needs to understand people do want to hear him, and
that's what I've told him, man.
Yeah, of course they want to hear him. It's fucking Mitch Page. Why wouldn't you?
He's got so many stories. He's one of the pioneers. Anybody that was in that locker room has stories.
Great dude, awesome dude. Mitch Page is awesome. I don't know why I think it's more he had to get to bed early, maybe. I don't know. They go to work early, but I hope he knows people want to hear from him. I mean, I really do hope that.
I do too, man. Like, that's what he said. He said he was just a washed up vet. Nobody wanted to hear from him.
Shit. You watch some of Mitch Page's matches,
you have a guest. You have a guest that tried to come in, but his mic wasn't working. It said his name was the Kid.
Dewey?
That's what he put.
Dewey.
He wrote the Kid. Yeah.
That's Dewey. Come on,
Dewey.
Come on with it, Dewey. We need to do a
He's
chat
got to
with
figure
Dewey.
it out.
Message him, Blake.
That's the next IWA World Heavyweight Champion coming in. That's Dewey. He's the next IWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Dewey needs to come on and do a shot with us. I know he's got some stories.
Where you at, Dewey?
Dewey took the best bump of a lifetime for Vic.
Yeah, he did. It was
He
unbelievable.
was in here. He was in here, but his microphone wasn't working. It said so. Wouldn't let him on. I don't know.
Get it together.
Yeah, he's got to enable a microphone. I'm messaging him now.
Well, you got to turn it on. Yeah, I mean, it's
there you go.
Shit.
Even Harry knew that.
I mean,
Harry,
you would think
drunk to figure that out.
He's young. He should know all about this technology shit.
He's probably too high.
I'm gonna set this down for a shot.
He loved to hate Masada and RSP, Jason said. How many times did Vic hate on Masada in this group?
Oh, my God.
That was about the only time Vic could get people mad.
He didn't like it. Sure.
RSP, too. Oh, my God. I begged. I almost offered to pay that guy to say RSP was good. He just wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. It wasn't going to happen.
Dewey's getting on his laptop, so everybody just wait on Dewey.
Come on, Dewey.
I've got to feeling good enough to talk to you guys as long as y'all
Vic
want.
sure would have liked this last 24 hours of wrestling. I know that, man. God, man, I sure would have been talking to him about a lot of these matches that I've seen over the last 24 hours.
That's what I said, man. I picked my phone up so many times.
And he would have gave an honest critique. That's the difference. He would have gave an honest critique of everything.
I strive to be a wrestling fan just like Vic, man.
Let's
Let's take a shot. Vic is fucking legendary.
Blake Christian just got a really, really good send off on GCW. I don't know if y'all seen that or not, but he got signed and just had his last match. It was pretty good.
Oh man, I had to miss that event because I was trying to get this live on air. But
sorry if I spoiled it for you.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Shot?
Let us know, man. Give us.
I took one.
Give us a live update.
I just took one, Crystal.
Cheers.
Yeah. The last two matches were as good as anything happened in the 24 hours. The last two matches were phenomenal.
Oh my God, you guys are killing me on this shots.
I had it on the TV, but I was dealing with this.
Yeah, Everett Connor and Joey Janela and RSP and Blake Christian were both just unbelievable.
Give it here.
I'm taking the cup away.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the replay later on tonight.
That. So,
You can rewind back.
You fine, buddy. It's cool. It's
who was
cool. I
Vic's
promise.
favorite non-deathmatch wrestler? I'm just curious who y'all think it is.
Who, Vix?
Who's the best deathmatch wrestler?
No, non-deathmatch wrestler. Who do you think was his favorite non-deathmatch wrestler?
For Vic?
Yeah.
Chris Hero.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. That
Absolutely.
was his
That's
go-to
why it
and
was such a
everything.
big deal, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He loved Chris Hero. Chris Hero's a good dude.
That meant the world to me that he stopped by for this because I'm telling you, Vic probably sent 10 messages to Chris Hero about getting a Death Hour date for him.
Yeah, he
He's
did.
a busy dude, man. He wasn't ignoring him. I don't want you to think he was ignoring him. Chris is busy, so
Right.
You know, Chris is a busy man, you know?
He was
came on
messaging
this
him even
show.
whenever he was in the E, and Chris had told him that he was trying to get it approved from the E and everything, man. So I don't blame Chris at all. There's no way. He always got back to him.
Absolutely. He's a great dude. A legit dude. He's a great dude.
Yeah, it was really awesome having him on. He hasn't done hardly anything publicly at all in the last year with just COVID. So, I mean, to have him on here, it shows what Vic meant to him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
He hasn't done anything since COVID at all in the past 365 days. He's done nothing.
I'm going to set my phone down because I see y'all don't want to see me.
Someone's here.
Right back.
It should be Dewey.
Do you want Dewey alone or just bring him in with
No,
everybody?
he can come on in here.
Yeah, bring him on in. We got to do a shot together.
I'm cool with groups the rest of the way.
What's up, guys?
Dewey, what's up, brother?
Now that we've got Hero and Ian and everybody, I'm good.
How's everybody doing?
That's the next IWA camp right there, Dewey.
Hey,
Yeah, what's up, Dewey? It's a pleasure to have you on the show, man.
Hey, hey, Dewey. Dorian says hi.
What's up, Dorian?
Say hi to Dewey. Tell Dewey it's your birthday
Hi,
today.
Dewey. Happy birthday, man. I'm gonna have to get you some.
That's awesome.
Dude, you've been killing it, man. These last 3 or 4 weeks, you've been killing it, brother.
Man, I try to every time I step in the ring, you know.
I was about to say to Dewey, I know it's kind of hard to hear everybody when people get talking and stuff, but man, for one, you took the greatest spot I think I've seen in the past few years. I mean, with it being a non-deathmatch spot, the placement of the ladder, the placement of the tables, hitting it right down the middle. I mean, the spot was amazing and everything that you could ever want.
It couldn't have gone more perfect, man. It was a cool bump, and it was cool to do that, and it was cool, to be able to share that with you guys and do it for Vic, man. That whole match was for Vic, bro. That whole show, man. It was cool to be able to do that. It was definitely a bump that I was nervous about, though. So.
Right, you came up to me before the show, man, and I knew you were super nervous. You know, you came up to me and you let me know you was gonna do some wild shit, and you came out and you were noticeably nervous. You paced around the ring. You individually fist bumped everybody. I mean, it was an amazing moment. You came up, you hugged me with tears in your eyes. It was an amazing bump. You didn't know Vic that well, but here is recent. As you started doing death matches, he started sending you encouragement. I know.
Definitely, man.
Here, one of these days, we're gonna have you in Schlack. He's
Bro,
gonna be
I know
smiling
that's the
down.
one match he kept on bringing up and saying, and I'm like, dude, you're trying to get me killed. But Vic made me eat my words because every time I would see him, it was, when are you gonna do a death match? When are you gonna do a hardcore match? Because he's seen some of the hardcore and street fights that I've done. And he was like, dude, you gotta do a death match, And I told him I'd never do a death match. And then whenever we seen the announcement for Prince, he hit me up and he was like, looks like you gotta eat your words. And I was like, yeah. So, but yeah, man.
Right,
He
I
was
was a part of that
definitely
group too. You said you were
one of the
never
most
gonna dip
deserving.
into it. I say, man, it was an amazing moment. Like I went out and I immediately talked to Sean, who refed the match, and I wanted to know who placed the table. I wanted to know who placed the ladder, because I mean everything was just put perfectly together, and it was a great moment. And I just wanted you to come on, and so you can know how much I appreciated that moment.
I appreciate that, and like I appreciate being able to just do that, man. Like it was a cool experience, definitely.
Right.
We definitely
Who's
need to
black
set
right
up a
now?
one-on-one interview with him too, right, Blake?
Oh yeah, I
Hell
told
yeah,
Dewey that a
Dewey.
few days ago that we would be talking to him real soon.
Definitely.
He was definitely the standout
Yeah,
of
I would
Prince of the
love to
Death
have you on the Death
matches.
Hour.
I know you watched Prince of the Death, right, Michael?
Yeah. Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Dewey was most
I love
definitely the
that
standout
show.
of that show.
He was indeed, man.
Man, like I couldn't have asked for better partners though in that. With being in the ring with like somebody like Lucas, and then being in the ring with somebody like Lincoln, like those two guys like helped like me in that like match so well, just because like it was my first death match, and like I could tell Lincoln was nervous, and like we kind of just like took care of each other. Like we let each other know that like there was nothing to be really nervous about. So it was definitely nerve wracking though, with it being my first death match.
Right. I remember talking to you like a week or two beforehand, and I mean, you were telling me these spots you wanted to do, and you were
Yeah,
telling
man.
me,
Like
the nerve
yeah, whenever I
wrackingness of
learned that
it.
I was in Prince, I remember posting. I was like, "What is some stuff I should watch?" And like a lot of people was like, "Watch JC Bailey." So I watched a lot of JC Bailey, and I was like, "I want to try." Like that's who I was trying to emulate probably the most in Prince was JC Bailey.
That's a tough act to follow right there, buddy.
Yes, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean,
that's
Dewey's probably, I mean, he's
is
probably
crazy to
5'10"
do.
best, Harry. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I watch some of the new guys. I pay attention. Uh, I'm fat, old, and didn't wrestle much, and wasn't good in the ring, but I still watch. I love wrestling. I love watching
well,
the
hell,
new.
Harry, now that I have you on here, man, I want you to feel good for a minute. So, think about how good you got to be that you got young me, 21-year-old me, you got me over in 2014, 2013, whenever did everything you could do. You're just coming out to Lamborghini Mercy. You got a nice laugh, a nice smile, and you're getting me over. So I want you to know that I never saw a bit of thing about you before like 2013, 2014, and I loved you instantly. So
Yeah, yeah. It ain't about me, brother. I appreciate that, but uh, one thing Vic told me is I was never his favorite wrestler. Never one of his favorite wrestlers, but I was one of his favorite people, and that hit home to me. It's different when shit's outside the ring, and you're telling me I'm not one of your favorite wrestlers. You love what I did, and you appreciate what I did, but I was one of your favorite people. That made me better and happy than anything I've ever done.
right, you've always been a great guy to me, Harry. Like
I
you've
tried
never
to be
known me
better.
that well, but you've talked to me like we've been best friends for 20 years, man, and I I can't ever tell you how much I appreciate you, and that's why Vic loved you too. I try to be so much like him.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Dewey, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Keep
Definitely.
doing what you think you love and keep getting better and do everything that you want to do because it's all about you, brother. I mean, do what you want to do and makes you happy. If it doesn't make you
I'm
happy,
leaving
don't
here.
do it. Simple. If you don't like it, don't do it. But
Right.
if it makes you happy, shit, yeah, dude, man,
I'm
keep
leaving
doing it
here. I'm waiting for you to
because
finish
that's
talking.
what it's about, man. The love of
Maybe.
the
I tell
sport
you what, man,
is
Dewey
gone.
has more heart and drive for this business than most of the guys around. Like
Good.
at the most recent show, I was waiting on Arrow Boy because my ride was giving Arrow Boy a ride home, and Dewey was the first guy out there he mentioned that he had to work in the morning, and he was the first guy out there. He was, cleaning everything up. He was, helping with concession cleanup, helping with this, helping with that, chairs, and
We all want
that's
to get
what the
out of there,
business
bro.
needs.
You know.
And I know Dewey personally, so I know he doesn't want to be there. I know he's
Yeah.
like, God damn, can we please hurry up? But
Right.
he's there because he has
Yeah.
that drive.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you gotta do. I mean, take down the ring, take down the chairs, do what you gotta do, get it going. It's not just a simple match; it's the whole
No.
show.
Absolutely. Like I say,
And
his
There's a lot
talent's
more that goes
undoubtable.
into it than people realize.
that they won't realize. And people don't want to work. They don't want to do that shit no more, man. And it's sad, but it is what it is. And Vic recognized all this stuff in shows. He would wait for people to break down and do all this shit just to get those pictures you see online because he would wait and he understood that someone that just did a death match for 30 minutes also had to put up chairs and bring down a ring because that's what it was. But he would wait and he would sit there and he would take a picture with them. And that's, man, that makes him different. I don't know how to say it any other way. That makes him different.
Yeah, like I said, he appreciated things, further than the regular fan. And I try to be the same way because, I'm kind of knowledgeable as far as that goes. I know a lot of workers, but Vic appreciated the things that most fans don't appreciate.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
mean, I've talked to him many a times, 30 minutes at a time, every time I could at, Five Below. And I know what he meant to everyone and everybody going on. And Blake, good job. You got your ass deleted from the scene here.
Yeah, he's just up and out.
Yeah, he's out of here, dude. I don't know where the fuck he just went.
Like it was like mid sentence too. He was just like, "Yep, nope, I'm done." Maybe his phone died. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure he's coming back.
He's out doing ollies on a skateboard. He don't want to be this.
Well,
But,
Dewey, I want to thank you, man. I know you're probably a busy man. We don't want to keep you too long. And we look forward to that one-on-one interview, dude. We definitely want to book that soon.
Definitely. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. Do what you love, man. I'm happy for you.
Fuck yeah, Dewey. Oh, here's Blake.
Is he back?
I fucked up.
Hey, man, I said goodbye to Dewey for you. Do you want to run this video, or is there any more guests, or do you just want to wrap it up? Or it's all up to you, man.
I think that's about it. I was trying to get Travis in here, but Travis might have had some stuff come up with his kids, or I don't know. But
I'll just play the video after the shit at the end. You want to take another shot?
Thank you guys, man. Thank you very much for adding me to this Vic Memorial because that dude was one of a kind, and I really appreciated his friendship. And
right,
thank
Gary.
you, man, for real.
To mention another thing, I really expected a lot of workers whenever I went to the service, and I was really surprised that you were the only one I saw. And that's always going to stand out to me that you were there, and we all greatly appreciate that, man.
No, I appreciate you all, and I appreciate Vic. You all don't understand how much Vic meant to me, and the talks we had, and the text, and the bullshit IMs, and the shit that we always talked about. Y'all don't understand, and I hope you do eventually. He was my homie, man, and you're all my homies, and just remember, I'm always here for you, and I'll do what I can.
Right. I appreciate it, Harry, man. You've been great to everybody for years, man. And I really appreciate you. And really, you know, as far as workers I know, you're the most guy like Vic I know, so I could see the relationship there.
Yeah, man. I miss him, dude, and it hurt me. But you know what? Much love to y'all, and I hope everything goes well for y'all in life, and I hope everything is good for you. And much love, and good night.
I appreciate it,
Good
Harry.
night.
You take
Good night,
care,
bro.
buddy.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining us, man.
Man, thank you.
Oh shit, he's
Man,
gone.
what a great show, Michael.
Man, this show was great. I think Vic
Uh,
was watching, and I think he was proud, man.
I think he was, man. I think he was smiling down all of it. Let's talk about
And
the future schedule of MDK.
hang on, let's just tell everybody this was a very stressful day. I've been running around like a chicken without my head. This show was very difficult, man. So this was all for Vic, man. We fucking love Vic. His name is permanently embedded in the screen below. He'll never leave. And there'll be a little intro before we go on air every night saying to the memory of him, man. This show is Vic for life, dude.
Yeah. I got a phone call coming in, so I can't hear everything is great. But this was all for Vic. Everything about this show is all for Vic. You know, I just wanted to mention the upcoming shows. I will be hosting Larry Legend and what's his name? Danny DeMonto.
Yeah.
I'll be hosting that show coming up February 12th. We have Mickey Knuckles coming up, I think February 3rd.
Yeah, this Wednesday night, Mickey Knuckles. I'll be going one-on-one with Mickey Knuckles. I'm gonna ask her every fucking thing. I don't give a fuck.
Absolutely. And so we're gonna have a lot of great shows coming up, and I have international messages out. We're gonna continue to do this for Vic. We had some questions about continuing the show, but I know Vic would, you know, definitely say you all are crazy, and this show has to go on. So we're gonna keep doing this, and we're gonna keep making Vic proud. And I appreciate everybody that joined. I appreciate everybody that came on. I was
Fuck
really
yeah,
nervous about this show, but I appreciate the turnout that happened. I think it was definitely done well.
Fuck yeah, man. Do you have another shot, dude? Let's take one more shot and then play this video.
Absolutely.
Play the
I
intro
can't
like
hear
we do.
shit. Somebody called me, and like I can hear you on like if it was on like volume 3, I could hear that. But
oh shit, that's fucked up.
Somebody called me and it messed it all up.
I love you, Blake.
Love you too, man. Like I said, it's
And
been tough for all of us.
I love you
You've
all.
been one of the guys that's checked up on me throughout the night more than everybody, and I appreciate you, Michael. I appreciate everything that we've done with this page. Fuck anybody that didn't show up. If you had something else come up and you didn't want to do this, and then you want to do this after we tell you that you should do this, fuck you. Fuck your promotion. Fuck anything that you think that we should support, because we ain't supporting that shit never again. Because if you don't support Vic Philpott, we don't support you. And that's the bottom line.
No name. This was for you, Vic. We love you, Vic. Forever,
Thank you to everybody
bro.
that joined.
Good night. Good night.
I know y'all ain't in. I just want to let y'all know something, man. Y'all know I love you. Y'all know you're my homies. And, alright, we'll talk later. Peace.
Let me ask you this about this life we live, and let me try to swerve some of this attention you give to them distant ass relatives over Hampton. And if they really missed you so much, why don't they just call and if you wasn't blood, would you still have love? Or in fact, does the blood make you think you have to love? Look, I probably love my family more than anybody here, but my homies are family too. Third cousins, get out of here. Who was you with when you got tattooed? And who was you tripping with when you did them mushrooms? And who the fuck threw up all over your car and then felt worse than you about the shit in the morning?
Who loaned your money, homie? Who owes you cash? Who taught you how to use a bond for the grass? I don't know much, but I gotta assume that when you hit your first net, your homies was in. You talking about homies?
homies, nigga. This one here go out to my nigga Mike Cooley. Sitting in the family. How you come up, man? I started young, kicking dust, man. Living rough, you watch your mouth around my mama, you couldn't cuss, man. I had a down ass homie, though. We ran the streets and on the scene at the age of 14. I packed a 9 and my nigga packed a 45. We're drinking 40 little shorties, living on the lives. You couldn't stop us, long as I got my Glock, fuck the coppers. Hanging on the block, slanging rocks and making profits. I couldn't fuck with the school life, I was a fool. I blamed a motherfucker for a tool, man. Tonight will be the night, guess what we thinking? Hustling in the rain, felt no pain, cause we drinking. Playing them hoes like manure. First let my nigga fuck and then I fuck, that's how we do it. Two niggas coming out the hood, living life just as good as we could. But since a bitch can't be trusted, home sits to the police, now my niggas busted. The cops whooping on my nigga in jail, trying to get a motherfucker to tell. And couldn't nobody diss my nigga. Damn, I miss my nigga. For my little liquor. Because I'm down last year, man, I still can't let it go. This goes out to all you so-called G's. Because I'm down last year, man, I still can't let it go. Real motherfucking pockets. Don't let the drink get like that, y'all. Pour out a little liquor.
Last week, I like to affectionately call him Big Daddy Vic Von Erich, but Victor Philpott passed away, apparently a heart attack, at the very young age of 40. For 20 plus years, he supported this company and everything it had to do with it, from making sure that we got new fans. He would tell people if you go, I'll buy your ticket, and if you don't like it, then you're not out anything. But I guarantee you, you're going to like it. And people have been coming to these shows because of Victor Philpott for 20 years. On and off. I got people that I consider more than fans. I consider them friends. Because of it, because of him bringing them to shows. He was constantly a champion of this company and independent wrestling in general. Not to mention that he was just an absolutely fun-loving guy. There is nobody that I've ever met that has loved life as much as Vic did. And besides what he contributes to this company, I'm going to miss his smile when he walked in the door when I said, "Oh, it's a big show. Big Daddy Vic is here." His face would light up and his red rosy cheeks. And he'd be like, "Hey man, he worked himself left and right, working in retail during Christmas season. But when he was just here, January 2nd, as soon as he got a chance to come to IWA, he was right back walking through those doors." And Vic has kind of gotten pigeonholed as a deathmatch wrestling fan, which he is a huge supporter of, don't get me wrong, but Vic loved professional wrestling and everything about it. Well, except for maybe comedy wrestling. Okay, Vic, you just like deathmatch wrestling, that's it. But I wasn't expecting that, as you can tell. He is sorely going to be missed. If you did not know Vic, I'm sorry for that, because you missed out on knowing a hell of a man and a great friend. He never met a stranger, and he always wanted everybody to eat. He always wanted to make sure everybody had a job. That's for sure. Not a kinder human being has ever been placed on this earth by God, and I'm sure he is up there tonight watching down on this show. And folks, because of him, you're going to be awful lucky to be one of the 56 people in this crowd tonight, because we're going to tear this son of a bitch down. So if you would, please stand if you can, remove your hat as we give Big Daddy Vic Von Erich a final 10-bell salute. Thank you, big man. You will be missed.